What is going on, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of the Starcraft AI tutorials. In this video, what we're going to do is basically build on the last one. So we built a little bit of a defense, but probably not going to be able to win with purely a defense. I mean, there's a possibility, I suppose. Maybe there's some sort of strategy where you could expand really fast and exhaust all of the resources faster than your opponent, and then also build up these like cannon defenses or something, and then win that way, maybe. I don't know. But that's not what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to try to build these Void Ray units. Now, the Void Ray unit is a pretty good, I think, general purpose all-around unit, and that is this little guy right here. It's like a flying unit, and it shoots a laser beam. So I think it looks cool. It seems pretty general purpose. Apparently, it is not super strong. I think it's against Terran, maybe. It says it's generally not used due to the standard composition of the Terran being very strong against it, is what they say. So probably if you're trying to make a really good strategy, your strategy is actually going to vary based on, you'd have a strategy for versus Terran, a strategy versus Protoss, a strategy versus Zerg, and all that. For now, we're going to keep it all super generic, but just keep that in mind that it can vary. So in order to have that unit, let me pull this back over actually. In order to have that unit, we do need a Nexus to exist. We need to then build a gateway. We then need to build a cybernetics core. We then need to build a Stargate, and then we can build the Void Ray. The other thing to note is in order to build that Stargate, we need this Vespene gas. We have not collected any gas either, so we need to do quite a bit. So let's go ahead and minimize this, and we will start by building the assimilators. Now, this might vary by different maps. I've only recently been playing this same exact map. On this map, it's clear there are 2 gas locations, and the assimilator is this thing that you build on top of the gas spot. So since there's 2 of them, we want to build 2 of them. As we expand out, it's possible we want to build more. There's probably a way to do like a dynamic check to see like how many of these are within some range of where you are. Or even better, just see like, is there an open one or something like that? There's probably a way for that. I don't know it yet. So instead, we're just going to build 2. I know there are 2, so we will build 2. Where we're going to do that is we want all of our pylons first. Once we have pylons, we then want to build the assimilators. It might be the case that after maybe this first pylon, we would build an assimilator and then build the subsequent pylons. I'm not really sure. In my notes, I have built it after the pylons. I don't believe I've actually tested this. I'm curious. I think on this one, I will build it here. I kind of think that it might make more sense. You just need that one pylon, right? I don't know. Okay. I'll build it. I'll build it over here. I really don't know. I don't know which one's smarter. I almost kind of want to build like 2 more pylons and then I don't know. I don't know. But comment below if you have any opinion on the matter. You probably already were commenting if you did have an opinion on the matter. So what I'm going to say is down here, we'll say elif self.structures. And in this case, again, our good old unit type ID. That needs to be like shortened to like, never mind. The shortened version is worse. I'm not going to say it. Dot assimilator. So elif self.structures assimilator dot amount is less than or equal to 1. If I'm still stuck on how I wanted to shorten this, but anyways, if we have less than or equal to 1, which means if we have 1 or less, so we want to build up to 2 of these. Maybe it should be less than 2. I just feel like I feel like less than 2 makes a little more sense. I'm going against my notes. So if we have less than 2, what we want to do is we want to say, essentially, this also doesn't really make much sense for my, we're going to say Vespenes equals self.Vespene underscore geyser dot closer underscore than 15 to our nexus. So our nexus is already defined. So in my code, I'm actually iterating over nexuses, and I don't see any need for that. Maybe that'll bite me in the rear later, but I don't think it will. So for Vespene in Vespenes, we expect that we will have 2. I wonder if like maybe, I'm not going to change this much of the code, but yeah, I think in this case, you would just, I don't know, like you would just count these and then that's how many you would build, I think. It would be the smarter play here. But for now, we'll just do this. So what we're going to say is if self.can afford, so if we can afford, and in fact, I'm just going to copy this for now. So if we can afford an assimilator and not self.already underscore pending an assimilator, so if all of that is the case, then we will go ahead and await self.build an assimilator, and we will build it on that Vespine location. Okay, so that will build us 2 assimilators. So the assimilators will start accruing gas for us, hopefully, at this point. So then we will build the forge and then the photon cannons. So we'll let those... We probably want to have some base defense pretty quickly. So we'll let those happen. And then after those, that's where we will start building the required structures. Part of me also, like, I wonder if there's like a good way, like the 3, I kind of want to like, here's what I'm going to do. I think I could just like cycle this code, like do a for loop or something. Near structures, pylon close. Yeah, so this is the code. I'm actually gonna, you don't need to copy and paste this, but this is the code from the tutorial. And I think I kind of want to clean it up a little bit. So in this case, this is like 3 bits of code that are basically identical. It's just for different unit type IDs. So I think what I'm going to change this to on the fly, hopefully I don't regret this, is we want to build the following 3 buildings. So we want a gateway, we want a cybernetics core, and then we want a Stargate. So the Stargate is what builds the void rays. So we want these 3 buildings. We want them in that row, right? So elif, can you have an elif? I guess that's the problem. The problem is, I want to cycle over these buildings, but I need it to be this like elif statement. So buildings, so for, how do I do this? I'm probably going to regret doing this. So for B in buildings, I guess we'll break if we actually build it. And then that way we have time to like build the next building because the buildings have to exist in this order. We'll try this, and if this breaks, then I'll figure it out. So 4B in buildings, and in fact, we'll write this out just to keep it clear. So 4B in buildings, what I want to do is elif. So if not, I'll write this out at least once. Self.structures, if not, self.structures, dude. So if we don't have that building, then really what we're trying to do is if self.can afford that building, then we will await self.build that building near, and it will be near, near a pylon closest to the nexus. And in fact, don't I already have that code? Yes, we do. So here. So I'm going to copy and paste from the forge down to here. That. So if not, so we will build. Can I just like toss a break there? Because we have to wait for that building to build, I think. If not. And then we also have questions about pendings and all that. I'm not really sure I like this. So if this doesn't work, you would just copy and paste this code and then copy and paste these things in there. I'm not really sure if this is going to work. I'm already regretting it, and I have no idea if this is going to work or not. But we'll comment this out. Cool. For building and buildings, blah, blah, blah. If we can, then we break it. That should be fine. We break out of that loop. yeah, let's just see if that runs. I already feel the pangs of regret, and we haven't even, like, what if it works? It could be good. It could be good. Make this a little smaller. So again, the other thing is we're not checking about like already pendings and all this kind of stuff. So we might wind up with like multiples of buildings. So it's possible we would want to check for that. But one step at a time here. So we have our pylons coming in. We have, so fast. We have our gateway built. These are our assimilators. This is our forge that already came up. Boom. We already have our Stargate. Man, it's so quick when the little AI does it for you, huh? So in this case, we have two. I'm not even sure what happened. I guess, did we get attacked? And this got like disabled, or are we don't have enough pylons maybe to power this? I honestly have no idea. Like, this guy seems to probably be out of the range of any pylon. Maybe, is that the problem? Someone probably comment below. Tell me. I think that's what's wrong, is that pylon is actually... So at least I think the logic was actually halfway decent. I'm going to let that stand for now. I think we can make this a little more complicated later. We could also throw in the pending thing. We just do this. Copy that. If not, self dot for building. If not, no matter what, I think we're going to want to break here. Because if that gets triggered, we want to break no matter what. If not, that. And then we'll also say and self dot already pending building equals 0. So as long as those two things are true, but if that's not true, right? If it is pending, we still can't build the next building, so we are still going to break. Might not even be necessary because we can't build it anyways. We might not need that there at all, but I'm going to have it there for now. Okay, so once we have all of those things, like we at least we did get to the point where we could continue this. I also kind of want to, rather than building it near this, like we could keep doing that and building towards the enemy, but I swear what we just saw was the problem. So maybe this should be position, I don't know, towards, and then almost like Nexus or something. We might want to pass Nexus there. I'm not really sure, but I think it was probably that was the problem. I could be mistaken. Again, I'm an SC2 dummy. So anyway, I think the next thing that we're going to add here is once we know our Nexus, outside of, or really of utmost importance, is we want to build the Void Ray unit. So what we're going to ask here is if self.structures, self.structures, I wonder if that's true. Like, I wonder if, should it be self.structures, or where are our, I'm not sure if self.structures is the right thing to use there, but anyways, I'll continue using it. Unit type ID dot void ray dot amount is less than, if we have less than 10, and we can self dot can afford. So if we can afford that void ray, and in fact, give me this. We're learning. If we can afford that void ray, then what do we want to do? Well, we're going to say, I'm not sure if I really want to say Stargate. Eventually, you might, I don't know what I want to say here. I think eventually you might have multiple Stargates. Like, as things progress and as you come up against harder enemies, chances are, as time goes on, you'll wind up with multiple Stargates. So if you have multiple Stargates, you can produce these like void rays faster. So I guess I'm going to leave it this way, but right now we just have one. But anyways, so for SG for Stargate in self.structures, self.structures. In this case, it's unit type ID dot, and then all caps Stargate dot ready, also dot idle. So if they're not already building a void ray, no reason to, like if you're playing by hand, it could make sense to like pending up a few of these things. But in the case of an AI, why waste it? It's not necessary. So if self dot can afford, then I already, yeah, I've already, I'm finding all kinds of problems. I'm improving my code on the second pass. So we don't need to ask if we can afford. So we're just going to say sg.train, and we'll train that void ray. Cool. So we get void rays, hopefully. We could run it and double check to make sure that works, but I'll go ahead and add in the attack. So the attack, does the attack require a nexus? I'm going to say no. And in fact, if we don't have a nexus, we really want to attack. Like that's our last hope. So I think our attack should occur outside of this if statement. So if we don't have a nexus, we'll basically run this else. Let's try to expand to a nexus. But outside of all of that, we then have, because that's kind of like all those elifs and stuff, that's for our building and stuff like that. But outside of that, our attacking units probably will have an entirely different logic. So for now, what I'm going to start to say is that we're just going to come out here and then we're going to ask if self.units void ray dot amount is greater than or equal to 3. So if we have essentially 4, or actually greater than or equal 3 or more. If we have 3 or more void rays, we're going to attack. I think I've filmed too many. This is my 3rd in a row for the day, and clearly I am at my max. So if we have 3 or more void rays, then essentially we have 3 bits of information. Let me see if I can pull this up. So here from the GitHub documentation, I found this following section, and basically here it's a list of basically information that's available about the game that you have access to. So you can find, this is just your resource and supply information. You can find some information about your own units. And then you also can, so I guess self.units, your units includes larva and workers. I'm still wondering about the pending unit thing. Units, self-structures, units, your structures, including. So anyways, I'm not sure. Does a void ray, is that really included in the self.structures? Anyway, coming down here, other information about you and your bot. So you get some stuff here. Information about the enemy. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. So like sometimes like if one of your units spots one of the enemy units, this becomes available to you. So this would be self.enemy units. So this would be just anything that you've actually seen. Same thing with enemy structures. So if you happen to see one of the enemy structures, it would be included in this. And then finally, the enemy start location. You are privy to this information as well. This is part of your game information. You can also query your enemy's race. So again, you might want to query that to determine what is the logic that you're going to be using. We're not that advanced, at least I'm not. But clearly, I think that is probably one of the next early steps that you would take. So coming back over here, essentially we need to determine what will be the order of things that we want to attack. So going to the enemy start location means you've run out of all your other possibilities, I think. So then you just have to decide, do we want to attack enemy units or enemy buildings first? And I think we want to go for enemy units first, then buildings, then go to the start location. So that's what I'm going to code in. But there could be all kinds of far more advanced logic. So, enemy units at your base are more important than just like any of the enemy units, for example. So, for now, I'm going to keep it super simple, but just obviously keep that in mind. So if we have greater than or equal to 3 void rays, we're going to say if self.enemy units. So do we have any enemy units that we are aware of? For VR, so void ray, in self.units, and we are going to use this. I don't know if I still have this copy and pasted, so I'll just copy, paste. If any of them are idle, what we're going to say is take that void ray and we will attack, and then we're just going to attack a random.choice from self.enemy units. Again, this should get far more complicated than that. That's a very rudimentary way of choosing who to attack, but at least for now, that will suffice, I think. So if we don't know about any enemy units, elif self.enemy structures. Do we know about any enemy structures? If we do, we are going to I'm just going to copy and paste this. Boom. Self.enemy structures, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Wow. Why? Okay, cool. So then we'll check for enemy structures, and then if all else fails, we are going to, for void ray, in our void rays that are idle, we want to attack. It's not going to be a random choice. It will just be self.enemy start locations 0. We will attack that spot. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and see what, if anything, I screwed up. Okay, we're off to a pretty good start. I still think I kind of want to adjust those pylons. I really think that's kind of screwing us a little bit. Like, I think I think for the most part it's fine, but it seems like we can get unlucky there and probably run into trouble. So it looks like we actually, one of our void rays, they're already going to the enemy. We are already attacking them. It looks like they're doing okay. So in this case, we have 4 void rays. Looks like they want to surrender. We do not accept. Sorry. We're going to take that victory. Yeah, there will be no surrender. Okay, so we definitely won within 1,500 frames, actually. That was really quick. And I don't know if you caught that, but at the beginning of that match, our void rays were actually used in the defense. They attacked us early, and we happened to have at least one void ray. I saw the cool laser. So yeah, you can use them either for attack or defense. And again, in this case, in our code, we're not actually defending. Like if you are under attack, we might as well use our void rays for defense immediately, right? Like we don't need to have 4 of them. So there's so much that we could do. And I think if they get attacked, they will just automatically defend, probably. I don't know that for sure. But anyway. So yeah, we can see we've got 2 void rays, 3 void rays probably very soon. Boom, they're off to attack the enemy, but we're actually under attack right now. That's not good. There we got another void ray at least. That was good. And then coming down here, we are destroying. And already we've got a potential surrender and a victory. This time victory again within about 1,500 frames. So that is race Zerg. Let's check out race Protoss. Let's see how we do against essentially ourselves. Let's run that again. So we've got our pylons up. Yeah, I don't really see any benefit for the pylons to be over there, but I'd hate for the pylons to be like getting in the way of stuff. So I don't really know. So we already have a void ray up. We got 2 void rays up. Let's go. Off to attack the enemy. Pretty quick, it looks like. Yeah, this is not going well for them. It does seem like maybe it's taking a little longer, but it's hard to say. We have a lot of void rays there. Okay, now they're surrendering. Oh, and we have victory. What was that? So 1,800 frames instead of 1,500. Okay, so we are definitely winning against Protoss and Zerg on hard difficulty already. So that's pretty good. But apparently we are weak against Terran. So let's go ahead and save that. And let's run against Terran and see how we do. Okay, we are off. I still kind of want to... I don't know how exactly I want to fix those pylons, but I think they should just be probably all at the base. I would hate to like stuff ourselves in, but I guess it really doesn't matter. Like we don't actually ever need to leave our base. Oh, looks like we've already initiated an attack. I think we just died. I think we got stopped. I'm not really sure. Now that we're flying back, maybe we just saw... Are they flying back to our base, or what is going on there? Not enough PSI. So we need more pylons. So I guess okay, so yeah, we've run out of space. I guess our pylons... Oh, it's not looking... Oh, oh no! I think we're going to lose this fight. Yeah, there's no way that we're going to win. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Wow, what is their little flying thing? Yeah, we have lost. We have lost. So sad. So sad. So they at least beat us once. We put up a good fight. That was a long fight. 2,400 frames, it looks like. So not a terrible fight. Come on, Void Rays. Let's go. Okay, we're off to attack. Hopefully we don't just die immediately. That's what our problem was last time. Yeah, we just got conquered immediately. Wow, their army is so... Like, their people are... Like, they have just, like, such a big army immediately. It's a little rough. It's a little rough. Oh, very sad, very sad. So, yeah, we probably should limit our workers to maybe 24 should be the limit of our workers. The other thing I think I want to do is for our pylons near Nexus, near this. I kind of want to, like, I don't know how I want to do this. I think I might just say near Nexus. But hopefully we don't block off our Nexus. But what if I just near near Nexus? Save that. And I already forgot what was the other thing I wanted to do. I can't remember what... There was one more thing I wanted to do, and I can't remember it. So if Nexus is idle and we can afford a probe, we want to leave room to always build more Void Rays. So if Nexus is idle and we can afford a probe, and we will add a supply remaining is going to be equal to self.supply cap. So how many total could we have? Minus self.supply used. And that will give us, ooh, do we really have a self.supply left? We might not be, can't speak. We might not need to be using that like little calculation. So I'm going to use that for now, but I didn't see that before in the documentation, but okay. Supply remaining is greater than 4. So basically what we're doing here is, as long as we have 4, this gives us enough room to build another Void Ray. I think I like that. So we'll save that. Let's go ahead and let's run that. We've made a couple of changes here. I am curious because we were seeing that we were like running out of space, and I think that was our problem. So we weren't able to, we really want to prioritize, if we can build a Void Ray, we definitely want to build a Void Ray over building more of those like probes. we don't want that many more. So, yeah. Off to a good start. Where's our Stargate? It looks like we're okay with those pylons. I think we're okay. Like, I don't think it's actually blocking anything. So you just wouldn't want to like slow anything down by having them, but I think we're all right. Okay, so we survived at least an attack. Now we're attacking them. We are consistently sending, you can even see we are sending more Void Rays into the attack. They have surrendered. Ha ha ha. See ya. Sit down. Yeah, it feels good. Okay, let's try that again. Maybe we got lucky. Maybe that was good. So I think before we would have been unable to continue sending reinforcement Void Rays because we were filling up our supply with probes. I think that was our problem. I think probably over time you would want to like maybe limit the probes like 24 per nexus or something like that at max. But you are using probes to like build buildings, so I don't really know. Again, I'm not a StarCraft 2 pro, really not. But yeah, we'll see. So last time they did attack us around this point, they did not this time though. So we go in for the attack. We did not make it. Oh. Okay, how's our supply? So we do We are leaving room, but now we have no room. Oh, wait, I guess we built more void rays. Okay, they're in for the attack. Okay, yeah, we are not... I don't think we'll win this one because we're sending too small of a force in for the attack on these guys. I think that's our problem. We did pretty good. I mean, we did good, and we clearly can beat them. We did beat them once. I should have closed out the tutorial at the defeat and said, we did it. 100% victory. We might want to have more than 3 for for attacking them. Maybe greater than or equal to 5. I don't really know. I'm not really sure. I can't really decide. And then maybe what we'll do... What if we do like 8 there? I wonder if maybe that would help just to make more room. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Yeah, I think we build pylons at a rate that is so fast that we could leave plenty of room for void rays. So we might even leave even more room than I've done. So we have we got a good amount. Okay, they just attacked us, but we've got plenty of void rays. I think we're good. We're good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Soon? Maybe we might also want to build 2 of these Stargates. Like, where's our... Did we limit? I think we limited... We made Stargates. I think I know what our problem was. So we needed 5, and 5 would... I think we need more supply. Okay, I think I know what I've done. So maybe we'll change this back to 3. Okay. One more time. Okay, we're off to a pretty good start. We've got a good, I think, initial defense set up. We are going in for a very early attack there. Doing pretty well. We should be sent it yet. We've got another reinforcements coming in. Very good. We are at maximum. I guess we need to have a couple void rays die in order to make more at this point. How many do we have? We have 5 void rays at this point. We might... Maybe next time we'd leave more room, but it looks like we are definitely victorious here. They keep coming in. That's cute. I guess because we got attacked, and then we'll come over here. Okie dokie. So probably we would need some code that like hunts out the rest of the enemies, because yeah, we're obviously having a hard time finding where they are. Okay, here we go. Hopefully we'll finish the game at this point. They do want to surrender. I don't know how to hit yes. I feel like we have to like fly these guys around to figure out where the heck is the enemy. Here. I'm just gonna keep clicking around till we find them. Was it here? Yep, there we go. Man, where else are these guys? Wait, did we just lose? I think we might lose. Oh no! How can we say I want to hit accept yes now? I think we just lost all our void rays. I'm saying we won. I don't know how to accept the victory. Oh man, that was funny. Looks like we probably have a victory on our hands here. So yeah, anyways, okay, clearly like Terran is a little harder to defeat, but still very much doable with void rays. And at least for me, okay, we won again. So at least for me, there's obviously so much more logic that needs to be invoked here. And there's something screwy happening with like our probes versus our void rays and all that kind of stuff. So this needs to be cleaned up for sure. But I think for now, that's a pretty good start to some StarCraft 2 logic and defeating apparently the hard Terran. I don't know if that's like hard, if that's supposed to be like hard for using StarCraft 2 AI, or if that's supposed to be like hard versus a player. I'm not really sure, because that seemed like that was not very hard. So anyways, feel free to comment below. Anyways, I think I'll stop it here. This is already quite long. If you've got questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, or whatever, feel free to leave those below. Otherwise, I will see you all in another video.